Here's the truth about business loan broker training and staying in this short term versus long term. Before I reveal the answer, welcome in. My name is Michael. I've been a business funding expert, a business loan broker expert for many years now, helping many people navigate to the right funding source when they get started, the process, reviewing financials. I love doing that. I'm very introverted, the more analytical, cerebral, meticulous, calculated, very ethical person. Very loyal. I'm a Libra if that says anything. I'm very nice, very trustworthy, responsible, accountable. Personal growth and development I've had and I keep working on day in and day out to just become a better human being. And that's where we need to begin is our core, our confidence, our level of certainty, where we are now and where we want to get to, our focus, our discipline, and building these characteristic traits. If they're not all there, we're building them and not just being a business owner, but a true entrepreneur and doing things at a higher level and being constructive, building the right ecosystem, culture, and high level of standard and significance. So that's just a little bit about me. I can go into more about who I am and my story. I'll try to leave that to the end if I have time. So back on topic, business loan broker training does not need to be purchased, or in other words, bought, meaning you don't have to go out there and buy a course to learn all this. Yes, there are things out there, and I'm not trying to discount the education side and say don't buy a course ever. There are some things out there that are helpful, foundational pieces, elements, granular, and then they build up and you'll have that knowledge and that acumen. But knowledge is just one part. You need action to have much more done. Knowledge is power, but it's powerless without action. Action is much more powerful than is just your knowledge. So while you're learning, you can be taking action. That's what you should be doing, not just consuming, getting information overload. I was once you, many years ago, just seeking the right following, mentorship, community. I went through one thing after the next, and you don't have to buy a course. But again, I don't want to discount and say you never should. There are some things out there that are real, that are helpful, that are worth it. But you also have to understand that there is a high dropout rate in a lot of this stuff that I've seen at least. And I've helped out a lot of people, referral partners, agents, brokers, help train, help them get focused in understanding the levels from where they need to start to where they need to grow and expand into. And it's not all sunshine and rainbows. And right now in this market, there's a lot of things going on. I help out people with credit, cash flow, collateral, liquidity, equity, real estate in the mix with all of that, and then some. Right now, I'm working on a lot of equity and debt in big projects, multi-million-dollar, billion-dollar, less than multi-million-dollar projects. And that's one of my core focuses right now at this time. And I still do help out the mom and pop shops, the restaurants, the salon business, the barber shop, the manufacturing business, the medical side. There's so many different businesses that I've helped out. And whether they were approved for funding or not, I understand to what capacity they are going through their operations, financial cash flow, investment cash flow, operational cash flow, free cash flow. There are many other things and formulas, understanding a business. And what I say to you, I don't think it is enough to just say, I'm going to go help out a business get funding. You have to understand that a lot of stuff is changing in this economy, in the market, and where you are going to separate yourself apart is with your own story, your own personal and business brand that you build and that you should build. Yes, go out there and start helping clients however you do. I have ways of helping you in marketing and understanding how to do that. And if you'd like to get more details, I'll leave you it down below in the description. I'll leave you a program that you can join or a clone business that I have, so you're not just relying on clients. If you don't just want to rely on clients, instead you want to have something recurring month in and month out without having to start at zero and from complete scratch, go ahead and check out the clone business that I have below that features more products and residual products that are super amazing. So I'll leave that for you down below in the description. I don't believe it is enough to just help out a client with funding. I've been in Zoom calls, meetings. I don't talk. People will know I'm there. I'm grateful and thankful. I'm busy behind the scenes working. That's who I like to be. I'm the behind the scenes. People classify me as the brains of the operations. I'm quiet and I get things done. That's just me. Everybody's different. And so when I hear people go over things with client scenarios, I want to go deeper. I go deeper with clients. I get to better understand their exact cash flow, their gross profit margins, net profit margins, how those were derived, whether I have their financials to look at already or I will look at later, but getting a better understanding of their operations, customer acquisition cost, strategy, lifetime value, lifetime gross profit value. You don't have to know all of this to get in it. I'm not saying that, but I would say build that. If you don't have it, build it. And if you have it, keep doing it and keep building more into that portfolio. It's important now that you understand why people are taking financing, not just to say, hey, I have a product here, you need funding. Oh, it can just double your ROI. Great. The benefit is better than the repayment. Awesome. It's higher rate, but you don't qualify for bank rates and a bank loan. So let's help you get one of these high factor rate advances. It's not enough to me to just say, hey, they can double their revenue though, and they'll have it for 6 months. This will be their margins now. They're currently operating at this and they'll be at that. Good. But how does it help them with cash flow, exact profitability? What are you looking at there? It might be helpful and that might be the only thing they take. And it might not be the best sounded investment for them. And they know they're probably going to run into trouble, but they needed it. They really needed it. But don't just do this for a commission. Don't be doing it. I get you have to put food on your family's table. And I heard this is the industry I can get into right away and start helping people. Yeah, it's out there for you to get in front of people and help them position the funding product, position the qualifications, the requirements, do the front end work, and then you don't have to even do the back end stuff. If you don't want to do that, the processing and none of that, again, down below, I'll leave you a place to get started that is very helpful. I can do things directly and indirectly. I enjoy the back end stuff, the reviewing, the understanding of the underwriting. I have that mindset. I could just be a full-time underwriter. That's honestly my personality. That's what I would be doing. It's my personality. But because there's a cost trade-off and an opportunity cost, economies of scale, that if I was just the underwriter, what would I be attached to? How much freedom would I have? I'd have to be this available. And so we do this because we want freedom. And so you don't exactly need business loan broker training, yet you can have it at the same time. You don't have to purchase it. At times, it may make sense to do that just to understand it. But how long will you be in this industry? It's about being consistent, putting your head down, getting the education you need, the tools, the marketing resources, and then how you market, how you attract, how you're hunting or you're being the hunted. I'm the one being hunted because I built a personal and business brand. I have on-foot traffic, I have online traffic, I've built brands on both sides. So I have people sending me their leads, accountants, bookkeepers, from the bank, real estate investors, developers, a lot. And then I also have my presence online where they also are too, or they can be. And we have network and networks that go deep. And you just build that. You build the relationship. You build that. And it can take time for you to get your first client. Other times it can be like that. But what are you doing? What are you showing up to do consistently in your activity ROI that produces your financial ROI? Being realistic about that. Like anything else, it's about being realistic. And this isn't for everybody. It doesn't match my personality. I got into this after having ran, and I still do, my other businesses. Digital marketing agency, lead generation business, overall digital strategist, health affiliate marketing business, a few affiliate marketing businesses in different ventures, to the finance space, and a few other ventures that I have going on. So it was only until I saw what I went through that I didn't want other people to go through. And I saw what they were going through, which is nasty. They weren't getting the right person, being overpromised and under-delivered. And more importantly is the cause, the mission behind what they're doing to affect their community and to help them, to give back. They might be the only restaurant within a 50-mile radius or the only little shop, convenience store, and they really help out a family of 4 and in need, and because they purchased these kinds of groceries and they really needed that help for the next 2 weeks, seeing the smiles on their consumers' faces, their employees' faces, if they have any employees, subcontractors, contractors, and overall stimulating the economy and being the driving force. But where it matters to me most is who they are as people. Characteristic traits. I'm an entrepreneur and I ask questions. I don't speak much, but I ask the right questions. And when it's my time to speak, I usually have a great effect to what I have to say and how I say it. And I listen very carefully to others. What's their actual pain point? What's the real problem that goes deeper to this? What are their exact roadblocks, obstacles? What's the exact solution and outcome? Is there more than one? What's the best route to go in? If it's not linear, we got to go here to then get to here. So it's all about preparation before getting somebody into an application. And it can take a process. It's not for everyone. It's not my personality, but again, the passion that I have for helping people. It's been a passion project. I've just done it very well now for many years. I've stuck to it. And it can be where people get declined and then approved, declined, something in final underwriting declined, or they changed their mind. They didn't submit a document that was asked for. It took them forever. They didn't get back to you. People can be self-sabotaging. They can be very self-defeating. And what does it come down to? It's not the business. It's the person. It's the character. They don't have the character, or they don't have tough character, or they don't have a solid foundation and that character that keeps them consistently doing the things they need to do to show up, not only in business, but in life. And you don't have to be a talker to get your point across. Just show it with your actions. That's what I want to see. One thing that I would do and where I would focus, if you were asking me in this market, there are a lot of services. Faster funding. Oh, because they pay you more doesn't mean you should be doing that. It's faster for people to get funding. You get more people can go through these services than others, and the process is simpler. That's why a lot of people jump into it. And there are many more reasons. That doesn't mean you should be doing it to chase a quick buck or anything like that, or just for the highest commission. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8% plus. No, it's not what I'm saying. Do something that you feel will be worthy to yourself and to everybody else, and knowing that the structure of that business will be able to have enough capacity to take on the debt, equity, or whatever it is they need. And one thing I'm focusing a lot on, and I have clients from other services, just so you know this, but one, like I said, is equity. I'm focused on helping people with equity. And if you can get a pool of investors, a network, I have my network, I have opportunities that may be fitting for you, or you have those for me, etc. And so it's exchanging that network of investors, or another broker that has access to investors, or the direct investor, and you're helping somebody get funding for their project, which I've done plenty of. And I'm doing multi-million-dollar, billion-dollar, less than multi-million-dollar, like mentioning. And just understanding how to structure that, understanding the process, and you learn a lot of this as you go. And that is very helpful. And you're working at a higher level usually with a lot of these people instead of a lower level. And now you have to do all this other stuff to go back and forth. And like, are you working with the right person? Are you going down to their standard, meeting them at their level? You shouldn't do that. You should always have your place and be relatable, but don't have to come down to their experience level and they beat you. But because they beat you doesn't mean they're better than you. It's just they have a different level while you're operating, or you're going to get to a higher level. So always be nice to people. I'm always nice. One of the most nicest people you'll meet. And so equity is one thing. Do debt restructuring. MCA, a lot of these high rates, MCA advances, merchant cash advances based upon future receivables people take on for high rates, not an interest rate, not an exact loan. It's not amortizing the way you think it is, like a bank loan and all. And so then when you have that, people who have debt like $250,000 in cash advances, $350,000, whatever it is, that's doable for them to do a debt restructuring of lowering their payment threshold by 40 to 75% plus of what their overall total monthly obligations are, and helping them reduce that, or do a settlement if that's best. Not a reverse debt consolidations are more expensive. If it makes sense, but it's not usually the best. Then there's a refinance and consolidation into like a bank loan, an SBA loan, to refinance that debt and get them additional working capital on top for their needs if they qualify. Those are the ways that I would be going into. There's credit repair, there's payment processing. Payment processing is great, and I do that too. And there is recurring. income in that. So I'd focus on recurring income, payment processing being one of those. You can help people get funding, debt, that's fine. Is it best for them though? It's not just about the money. There's people who, yes, they will benefit most from this, but then a lot of the times you'll see people like, and then they change their mind, and it's kind of service. And having a warm network you can tap into is important. If you don't have that, you can build that. Otherwise, you'd be spending time just always approaching the cold market, which you have to out there also approach the cold market. It's a big market. And that's when you've penetrated that market and you've done well in it, you know you have something. So build up your warm market, see what kind of services align with them, and I can help you with this. Credit, cash flow, collateral, liquidity, equity, and then some. But yeah, equity, debt restructuring, consolidation, relief from this MCA debt, people who are struggling to make their payments. There are high commissions for those. You might see 7%, a split, 8%, maybe less, 4, 3, however it is, this deal structured and everything else. But it's not about the commission. The relief you get with that too is the peace of mind knowing you help somebody get out of this debt. Let's help them better with accounting and bookkeeping, because that's truly what they need to better manage their finances. Let's get them on the right track. Maybe there's a family office involved here that helps as well with you. And now you're helping them get out of that trap or continue to go into that MCA debt, and let's get them like a bank loan with their credit rating going up, or if it's already there, or let's get them an SBA if they're qualified. Sometimes they'll go back to the MCA stuff, but the point of it is that let's get them better options. Let's go from one route to the next route, and there are more options. I haven't listed all of them here and where you should start. Just depends also on your client base, what kind of background that you have, and you're coming into this. No background, you can still get started. It is completely beginner friendly. And if you need me to help you and you want also a clone business where you don't just have to focus on clients and you want to build recurring income streams, again, down below in the description, check out the clone business. So it's kind of like a safe haven, a safeguard against everything, and you don't even have to service clients. So I hope that was helpful to you. You understand now truths about buying courses. They can be bought, and if it's the right one, and if it makes sense, you don't have to always do that though. You can start somewhere else. How long will you be doing this? Will you be learning? Will you be applying this? How do you market? I do a lot of things online where I don't even get on calls with people, believe it or not. At times it does make sense in the beginning. A lot of the times I don't. I'm an introvert, so I prefer not to. But I do well. I do well on this. I've just done it. And it's real. It's authentic. And I do a lot of things via email, customization, PDF, stuff that I do, help people with, and then go from there. So that's all from me. I hope you got a lot of value. If you've seen my videos, and I usually have a watch on, but it's right behind me, it's charging. And so that's all I wanted to release today. Thank you for watching. Look down below in the description for more information.